joy feather, happier together.
All right. Hello. Hello. Welcome to Happier Together. Once again, we've been on a hiatus for a while for various reasons, me and Bonita. Um, I am right now myself. I'm Jenny Eleonora, and I'm back in Vermont in the US of A. I don't have my joy feather here with me because it's keeping somebody company.
And we'll get into that in a moment. We have some speculation. And I'm Bonita Pafford, joining you from Ontario, Canada. So, one of us has been exploring the benefits of self retreats and big retreats. My goodness, Jenny, you've got some stuff to tell us about.
Mhm. Yeah. I went to Italy for a while,
I'm
had
jealous.
a training retreat with NLP, neuro linguistic programming, and I got to also go with my daughter, and we spent time together. It was wonderful. And then I came back to the States and spent some time in Tennessee on a self retreat, which I was also kind of facilitating my clients doing their own Joy Wings self retreats on that as well, where we kind of leveraged our core chosen identities into a greater sense of purpose for ourselves. So it's been a very exciting time. I'm feeling extremely aligned. Even then, just a couple of days ago, I did have a bit of a blip coming back into Vermont. Which still feels like home and always will, even as I go nomadic over the next year. So yeah, there's a lot of transition in my life. And how about you too, Vanita?
Well, it's adventure, right? You
Yeah.
just rephrase it. Adventure. You
Yes.
are on a massive adventure. And like I said, Italy, oh my goodness, I am so
Mhm.
jealous. I was following you and living vicariously through your videos and your pictures and your communications. So that was really, really great. Now,
Yeah.
me, on the other hand, I was driving around with a big, happy yellow creature in a 26-year-old BMW. So that was my thing that I was doing, my adventure.
I wonder which one of us got the better deal. That sounds pretty cool to me.
Well, I think of the group of us, Sonny was the winner
Oh,
because he had a chauffeur, me, and absolutely nothing to worry about. In fact,
hi, Sunny.
and yeah, it's a little
And
sunny because you're not going to believe what I did.
yeah, I'm here.
I
I
also
heard some
have
inklings of this.
I also have a big Sonny, but I left him out in the car.
Oh,
Can
well,
you believe I forgot to bring him inside before we went live? So he's out in the car, but at least I've got little Sonny here.
mhm.
And the thing is, I actually let Big Sonny live out in the BMW.
Mm.
Um, Sir Fuzzy Butt has some sibling rivalry going on with Sonny and keeps trying to bite his face off and steal
Your
him.
dog, yeah.
Yeah. So I think that Big Sonny is safer out in the car than being buried out in the yard.
Mhm.
Now, we were speculating that the Joy Feather might be involved in this in some way, shape, or form, but we're not sure which side Joy Feather is on.
Right.
Is Joy Feather going to help Sonny stay safe from Sir Fuzzy Butt the dog, or is it going to be assisting the dog to transport Big Sonny out to the yard?
Right. Or if Joy Feather's feeling particularly mischievous, maybe just some tickling all around.
There you go. Yeah, that'll work.
Consensual tickling.
Yeah, just to make it fun.
Well, I guess I'll meet him next week.
Absolutely, you're going to get to meet him soon. And there's one really big difference between Big Sonny and Little Sonny.
Uh-huh.
Now, they're the same idea, of course, but Big Sonny is pointing. See the little hands on this guy? Big Sonny is actually in a point position.
Okay. At what?
Well, whatever you're supposed to notice, of course, because, with the Wild Happiness Project, it's all about noticing the good that's in the world, the possibilities, the lessons, a warning light, a sunset, a bunny. We see lots of bunnies, moments of
Yeah.
joy, whatever that life is trying to point out to you at that time.
Mhm.
He helps draw attention to the good stuff we might otherwise miss.
That sounds a little like what we're going to be exploring today, right?
What are the odds? It
Surprise.
sure is. Because today we are talking about something that can completely change how you look at your life. And it's not by changing everything, because that's just silly to even try, but by helping you see what's really going on. So, have you ever had one of those times when you knew something really felt off, but you weren't quite sure you could put your finger on it? You're tired, you're frustrated, maybe stressed or stuck. Maybe life feels bumpier than it should. And because everything feels all tangled together, it's kind of hard to know where to start.
Right. Like, so like when you know something's not working, but you're not quite sure what yet.
Exactly. And that's what I want to talk about is dashboards, tires, mechanics, and life.
Okay.
So now some of you know I've got this little BMW ZAD 3, and I love this little car. It was a little symbol of the end of the traumatic brain injury issues because I told myself if I can ever drive at 5 speed again, I'll know that the accident stuff is behind me. Because driving a standard, you've got to become one with the vehicle. So you're not always looking at the RPMs and which gear am I in and things like that. It's got to become natural.
Yeah.
So I also incorporated the little car into my horsepower version of Wild, Wander, and Wonder. So I record there. And the episodes are called Shift Happens.
Of course. Of course. Shift happens.
Yep. Occupational hazard. I used to be an English teacher. I love playing with language.
Mhm.
So the car is a lot of fun, but you know what? It's also 26 years old. So at this point, morning lights and little surprises are all part of the relationship. And recently, it was in the shop. What a surprise. Finally got it back. I was thrilled. And as I'm driving away, a warning light came on.
Of course. Of course.
Exactly. Of course it did. Now, when a warning light comes on, I don't immediately scrap the entire car. I don't jump out and declare it's a total disaster,
Mhm.
tow it away and scrap it. No, I gather information. I pay attention. I figure out what's really happening because a warning light isn't a verdict, all right? It's just information.
Yeah.
And information is useful. And I think we forget that in life, don't we? One challenge shows up and suddenly we think everything is wrong. But usually that's not the case. That's not true.
Yeah.
Usually it's one area that needs some attention, not the entire vehicle.
Mhm.
And that's one of the reasons why I love a quiz. It's called the Wheel of Life quiz.
All right.
Now, technically, yeah, you're very familiar with it, I'm sure, right? All of us who are in this world of trying to get people happier, we all know about the Wheel of Life quiz. And it's technically a wheel with spokes, and each spoke represents a different area of your life, like health, relationships, career, money, um, personal growth, fun, and recreation, your environment, your contribution, and a few others, depending on the version that you use. Some of them only have a few spokes, some of them have lots of spokes. And the more balanced those spokes are, the smoother the wheels roll.
Mm-hmm.
So today we're borrowing a car metaphor and pretending those dips are flat spots in the tire because it's a whole lot easier to picture.
Right, right. We got cars on the brain.
Well, that too, that too. And with one thing getting neglected, it's like driving with a flat spot on your tire.
Yeah.
Now, in the wintertime, we overinflate tires on classic cars just a little bit so they don't get flat spots. And you store them appropriately on, big foam things and all this to protect the tires.
Okay.
Still, when you start driving in the spring, it's a little bit flat on one side. You can still move forward, absolutely, but it's a bumpier ride.
Right.
So one thing I really love about the version that I have of the quiz that's on my website is that it's very interactive.
Yeah.
And you can actually see your wheel of life taking shape. And you can see how one area affects the overall balance. And sometimes a surprisingly small improvement can create a much smoother ride.
Okay. Well, I can't wait to take this quiz. I'm going to put the QR code for it up on the screen right now, and then also in the show notes wherever you're watching this, YouTube or LinkedIn or Facebook. In some of the comments, right? There's going to be the link to the direct link to it. And I have a question about it, right? When people are, I'm going to take it, and I'm excited, but I just want to know, in case others are interested in knowing more about it before you take it. Is like, what surprises people the most when they do take the quiz?
Well, a lot of people, they're feeling like things are really off the rails in their entire life, but usually it's discovering that things are not nearly as bad as they thought. So many people come into it feeling really overwhelmed, nothing works, everything is wrong. Then they take the quiz and they realize maybe 6 or 7 areas are actually doing very well. And it's only 1 or 2 that need some attention.
Right.
And that's a very, very different situation. And that reminds me, when I was a high school teacher, I taught well over 20 years, and most of my career was spent working with students who had learning disabilities or reading challenges. I was a special ed specialist and a reading specialist. And sometimes they became so focused on what they struggled with that they totally missed what they were amazing at.
Mm-hmm.
I had students who thought they weren't smart because English was difficult. Meanwhile, if my car broke down on the side of the road, they'd have it fixed for me long before the tow truck even arrived.
Yep. I remember these kinds of feelings and noticing when I did education and youth programming myself. Same deal. It's true.
Yeah, and I mean, reading is important, absolutely, but that's not the only yardstick you measure by.
Yep.
And some of these kids, they became absolutely incredible mechanics and welders, electricians and builders,
Mhm.
and they had amazing gifts, real, useful, valuable gifts.
Yep.
But because they measured them in one tiny area, they missed the others. It's like seeing one warning light on and forgetting that the rest of the car works beautifully, or as they say, judging a fish by how well it climbs a tree.
Yeah.
So sometimes we're just comparing ourselves using the very wrong measuring stick.
Right. Yep. And
Yeah.
I have a quick thing. My two children, the children that were born of me, were very, very different, and still are pretty different, especially in the way that they perceive the world. And yeah, and so one of them, like, kind of had the classic easy in school kind of situation. One of them did not. And so it was a real challenge for both of them really to like understand, that what school measures, right, or what we're told by society and culturally, what it gets measured, is often the wrong stick. We need to measure ourselves by things that are a little more diverse than that.
Absolutely. And some people are brilliant, but they're just not good at taking a test. And what do
Yeah.
they use to measure? A test.
Yeah.
So let's ask everybody at home out there in Screenland.
Mhm.
If your life were a vehicle, what warning light has been blinking at you lately? Is it maybe health,
Mhm.
relationships, finances, fun, your confidence, your career, maybe your energy? No judgment. It's just a matter of noticing. And I mean, one of the things that I like to do, with my program is label things, get a little name on that, and then you know where to work. When I was
Right.
recovering
That's
from the
true.
brain injury, when my brain would start to go offline, I'd say, I'm spinning. As soon as I
Mhm.
labeled it, I thought, now I have a plan. I've got a target. No
Mhm.
judgment. It's strictly noticing.
Right. Just noticing first and fixing later.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And one of the things that I've learned also with having a 26-year-old car is most breakdowns don't happen all at once. And the same thing with
Mhm.
us. Cars, businesses, relationships, happiness. It's usually those little things. They say the little things mean a lot. They're
Mhm.
telling the truth
Yep.
because the maintenance that we skip, those signs we ignore, the things we keep meaning to deal with, they can be a big problem if you don't deal with them.
Right. Right. They get bigger and bigger the longer that we put them off.
Yeah, and turning that blind eye to the blinky light or putting the black duct tape, sorry, black electrical tape over the light that's flashing on your dash,
Mhm.
that does not
Mhm.
fix it.
Right.
Okay? And people, if it's in a relationship, they think they're arguing about dishes or
Right.
socks on the floor, whose turn it is to do something. But
Mhm.
usually it's not about the dishes. The dishes
Mhm.
were just the dashboard light. And the real issue is much deeper under the hood and
Mhm.
might be very expensive if you let it go, if you know what I mean. So somebody's feeling unheard, someone's feeling overwhelmed, maybe someone's feeling disconnected. So sometimes that dashboard light is pointing to something much, much deeper than we first realize. And
Yeah.
Jenny, this is where your work really comes in because
Mhm.
I think a lot of people are treating joy like it's an optional upgrade package, like those heated seats or fancy rims.
Yep. Yeah, like it's extra bonus or later in life. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but joy is engine oil. I mean, you
Mhm.
could ignore it for a little while, but eventually those gears start grinding and you
Yep.
lose creativity, you lose patience, you lose energy, you lose that spark. And
Yep.
then you wonder why does everything feel harder? Why is this so difficult?
Mhm.
Well, maybe the engine's not busted. Maybe you're just low on joy.
Yes. Yes, I love that comparison, that analogy, that metaphor, because why feel guilty about joy? Why do we feel guilty about joy? I
Mm,
mean, we've been kind of set up to do that, but the idea that we have to earn it in some way. is utterly false. So
Yeah, so
let's
like
bounce from there into your quiz.
yeah, well, you know what? And so many people feel like they have to have permission.
Yeah.
Somebody has to say, "Let's get tickets and go to a ball game," or "Let's get
Hmm.
tickets and go to something." So then
Yeah.
you have bought permission to attend something.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
this always, I'll have fun when, I'll relax when, I'll enjoy myself after,
Yeah.
later. But if we're always postponing that joy, eventually we're running on
Yeah.
fumes. And then we're wondering, I wonder, why am I exhausted?
Hmm. Yep.
So, one of the reasons that I really love doing what I do, and I'm sure you feel the same way too,
Yep.
with Wild Wander and Wonder, like my Wander and Wonder talks that I do for the Wild Happiness Project,
Hmm.
it's happiness maintenance for me. It's intentional happiness seeking. And I know it works. I
Hmm.
go outside, I
It
slow down,
works.
I notice things. Bunnies, sunsets, a little lesson here, a coincidence there, a reminder. And the moments don't really seem important. They're tiny, they're just little itty bitty bits,
Yep.
but they're like topping up the fluids. Have you ever been in your car and you try to flip the windshield washer fluid because you just got a bug splattered over it and you got nothing in there? Ew, your wipers are smearing all that mess on your
Only
windshield.
enough to
Ew.
smear it. Exactly.
Right, exactly. So, but if you keep topping up the fluids, you don't get that mess on your windshield. All
Mhm.
right.
I love it.
And yeah, you might not notice the difference immediately, but certainly over time, the whole vehicle runs better. And one of the other things I've learned from doing the Wild Wander and Wonder is what you look for, you find. And one of my songs is, "What you look for, you find." So I'm looking for the good today. So if I go
Mhm.
outside looking for problems, guess what I'm going to find? Problems.
Problems.
If I go outside looking for proof that life is difficult,
Hmm.
I'm certainly going to find that too.
Hmm.
But when I intentionally look for those tiny moments of joy, beauty, kindness, and possibilities,
Hmm.
gratitude, I love looking for gratitude,
Yeah.
or just something interesting. And also, I like ducks and bunnies and things like that. So I'm always on the alert for them. I find
For me, it's bugs. Anyway,
oh, yeah.
bugs.
Yeah, we all have our thing,
Yep.
and go look for them. And the more you train your brain, the better that you
Yep.
find it. So I like to find those things too. And that's so important because that wheel of life isn't
Mhm.
just about identifying what needs attention, it's also about noticing what's already working. So
Already.
sometimes we're getting so focused on that flat part of the tire that we're forgetting that three-quarters of the tire is doing just fine.
Right. Right. Absolutely. That's the best point, that the focus, that what we choose to focus our attention on gets amplified.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And when we're able to remember what's really working, we often have more confidence then and energy to improve what isn't.
Right.
And in fact, that's what I saw with many of my students too.
Mhm.
Sometimes times they were so focused on one little struggle, they completely missed all the strengths that they had. And we do it too.
Mhm. We do.
Yeah.
Adults.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. All phases of life, we're always doing that. We can minimize our good stuff just because we got one thing that's not as good. It doesn't mean it's bad, it's just not as good. So we're
Yep.
focusing there.
Yep.
So sometimes we're a whole lot better than we think we are.
Mhm.
We're
Mhm.
just paying attention to the wrong dashboard light.
Yeah.
Oh, but you know what? You know who never worries about his wheel of life score?
Dogs, like Sir Speckly Butt.
Absolutely.
I almost
Suspect.
called him for Sir Fuzzy Butt for a second, but
Well,
it's
it
Speckly Butt
depends on
now,
his
right?
haircut. Because
Okay.
in the summer he's speckly butt because he's what they call piebald. He's black and
Right.
white when his hair grows out and it's long and fuzzy. But in the summer you shave him down, he is just one mass of speckles.
Right.
So it's really funny looking.
But he never worries about it either way, right?
No, my goodness. He's
Yeah,
all
that's
he
good.
wants to do is think about those walks,
Yeah.
snacks, belly rubs, naps, repeat.
Yeah. Yes. Uh, Tens across the board.
That's right. Exactly. Well, you know what? Not quite.
Mm.
Transportation is still a problem. He still
Oh,
hates the car, any car.
okay. Wow, that's unusual for a dog.
Mhm.
And
But
all
it
right.
proves that we all still need work, even when your
Yeah,
your life looks perfect. There's
you're
still one
right.
area that's got a little bit of work.
Yes.
Nobody gets a perfect score. I have never, ever, ever seen a
Mhm.
Wheel of Life quiz that's been a perfect score. And I've been
Mhm.
using that since I started teaching like 30 years ago
Mm.
to help my students see, we did the paper and pencil version because we didn't have the lovely internet when I started teaching. Yes, I'm
Right.
a dinosaur.
Okay.
And but I had them color it in and they could
Yeah.
see how things were going in their life. And nobody has ever had perfect score all across. So when
Right.
you go to do the quiz, do not expect a perfect score. If you
Right.
do, I'm wondering which planet you're from.
Yeah. Exactly.
And the goal's not perfection anyway. It's just
Mhm.
awareness and it gives you a starting point.
Mhm.
And oh, well, let's keep going with the car metaphor just for fun.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, let's do it.
it's like a GPS. Everybody's got a GPS, be it the kind that sticks on your dash or is in your phone. You've got
Mhm.
something saying turn left, turn right,
Yep.
whatever.
Mhm.
And you know how your GPS doesn't yell at you if you miss a turn? Now, the new ones, the regular ones on your phone don't. But there was one that was out a while ago that was Ozzy Osbourne. And he would yell at you if you missed a
Oh
turn.
my gosh.
They had Ozzy Osbourne's voice in the thing. You missed your turn, stupid.
Oh my gosh. And that one wait, that one's just not it people didn't
It's
like
gone
it
now.
or
Well, it was you had to buy the actual
Oh,
GPS
okay.
version,
Mhm.
and I think it was like an upgrade. You had to pay extra to have Ozzy yell at you.
Yeah. All right.
So the new ones, they're a lot more sedate, a lot more
Uh-huh.
polite. So they don't
Mhm.
yell at us.
Yeah.
They don't say, "Well, that's it. You're hopeless. Journey's over." It just says recalculating.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, when I'm in the car sometimes and I get lost
Yeah.
and it goes, "We're recalculating." I go, "Yeah, you're kidding, right? Sure, I know that. We're doing that every 2 minutes here. I'm lost. I'm in a new city or whatever."
Mhm.
But it does the recalculating, and what does it do? Finds you a new route.
Right.
So the wheel of life works the same way. No judgment, no grading you. It just helps you identify where you are right now. Because
And what warning what's your main warning light, right?
yeah,
Like what warning light to pay attention to?
exactly. I mean, if you're doing great with your finances, let that sit
Mhm.
for a little while and work on your relationships if that was your lowest one, because you get the
Mhm.
most bang for your buck that way.
Mhm.
And it's really hard to get where you're going if you don't know where you're starting
Right.
from. Like
Mhm.
you go into a new mall, and what do? You look for the big sign that goes, "You are here,"
You're
and it's
here.
got a little red sticker. All right, now I've got my bearings and I can figure out where the toy store is,
Mhm.
whatever.
Yeah.
So when you know where you're starting from, that makes all the difference.
Yeah.
And here's another interesting thing too. Sometimes people take the quiz thinking they already know what the problem is, but then they're surprised.
Yeah.
They think they've got a career problem, but really they're exhausted.
Yeah.
They think it's motivation, but really they just stopped having fun. And they think they need more time, but they really need more support.
Mhm.
So the wheel of life helps take the guesswork out of it. It's like getting a map before you start driving. I mean, have you ever gotten to the car and saying, "I know where I'm going," and off you
Yep.
go, and pull
Yep.
over, start up the GPS.
Yep. We need maps. It makes
That's
sense.
right. Yeah, it does.
Mhm.
It's so much easier when you do that. And there's another thing that I love about it. Um, it's not just about finding out what's wrong. It's about what's right.
What's working?
Yeah, sometimes
Yeah.
people take the quiz and figure out they've got areas that are doing really well and they may not have even realized it.
Mhm.
So now they figure out, "Pff, I'm doing good in this area, like career or family, whatever." Reach around, pat yourself on the back,
Right.
and celebrate it.
Celebrate.
Yeah. And that's something that both of us do with, our clients all the time. You
Yeah.
have to
You
celebrate.
have to celebrate. I was just talking about with a client actually yesterday, literally yesterday,
Yeah.
and it is kind of a hard sell actually
Yeah.
with a lot of us that to understand that celebrate how much momentum that gives us for everything.
Yeah.
To just do even a tiny little like you just did pat on the back and
Little flat.
intentionally do it. It's
Yeah.
huge. Yep.
Yeah, and, as children, when our kids came home with, a worksheet or a piece of art that they did, we celebrated it.
Mhm.
"Yay, you!"
Mhm.
When did we stop?
Mhm.
Why did we stop? We need to
Right.
get back to that.
Yeah,
And
we
it's
do.
not silly, it's not frivolous, it is necessary, it's mandatory.
Yep. Essential. Put it
That's
on the
right.
calendar, put it on the checklist.
Like this morning, I was actually doing my wild wander and wonder, and I said, "I am reaching around and patting myself on the back right now because I had an apple for my breakfast instead of that oatmeal raisin cookie that was calling my name.
Mhm.
So celebration, yay, I
Yeah.
did it. So that's really important information too. What's going right in your world, where your
Mhm.
positives are, because those strengths can really help support those areas that need some attention.
Yeah.
So maybe your relationships are strong, maybe your health habits are solid, maybe you're growing personally, maybe you've built resilience. Those things all matter. The goal isn't to prove you're failing, the goal is to see that whole picture.
Mhm.
Because if all you're ever looking at is that one flat spot or maybe two little flat spots, you're going to miss the fact that the rest of your tire is still carrying you down the road
Yeah.
very, very well.
Mhm. Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Yeah, yeah, me too. Awareness. Um, it's not criticism. It's
Mhm.
just information, and information helps us make better choices.
Yeah.
And oh, and here's something else I love. Sorry, I'm talking a mile a minute
That's
here.
good.
Here's something else I love. You can tell I'm really passionate about this.
Yeah.
When we make improvements, we do need proof. Okay, so the celebration, the pat on the back, that is a kind of proof.
Yeah.
And if your mechanic charges you $1,000 and replaces a part, you want to know it worked, right?
Right.
You just spent a bunch of money on a repair. And if that car is still making that weird noise, you need
Mhm.
to reassess. And so does
Mhm.
that mechanic.
Yep. Yep. Exactly.
And the same thing is like in our lives as well. If you're investing in your health, your relationships,
Mhm.
your happiness, your finances,
Yeah.
your confidence. Notice what's changing, track it,
Yeah.
celebrate it.
Mhm.
And tracker's not there to judge you, it's just to help you see your progress.
Mhm.
So sometimes that tire is already getting better, and we simply forget to notice.
Right. It's so motivating. Like, yeah, like I said before, it's an underestimation. We underestimate, I think, a lot of us how motivating just a little bit of yay me can be.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, and just that act, like your arms up, that
yep.
stretch, that happy wiggle. My
Mhm.
goodness, that releases stress too. It's another bonus too, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
So when we can see that progress, we tend to keep going. I mean,
Mhm.
if you've ever been on a diet and you're thinking, all right, I've cut this, this, and this out of my diet, I'm doing this and this, and the scale hasn't moved after a week or two, you're not too motivated to continue now, are you?
Mhm. Mhm.
But if you can see some progress, we do tend to keep going. But
Mhm.
when we can't see progress, we often give up too soon.
Mhm.
And sometimes that progress is happening long before the results become
Yeah.
obvious.
All right. So your quiz, you've got the quiz as the next step, right? I'm
Yeah,
putting that QR code back up.
exactly. And you know what?
When
Take
when
the
you when you
quiz.
get the flat spot, right? When you see
Yeah.
when you can identify that flat spot with that, and yeah.
And then what we do once you have that figured out, then you got to start putting some air back into that tire in that zone. All
Mhm.
right. We have special tires. It goes into just the zone you need.
Mhm.
So we're not going to rebuild the entire vehicle.
Yeah.
We don't panic. We don't throw away the tire.
Right.
We focus one area, one tiny step, one improvement at a time. And one of the ways I deal with that is the 5-day intensive.
Mhm.
And it's just 30 minutes a day for 5 days. I mean, everybody can take that amount of time to have some happy in their life. And it's really simple ideas, some practical tools, tiny little actions that can make a noticeable difference.
Yeah.
And it's not because 5 days is going to change your entire life, but
Mhm.
because 5 days can absolutely change your direction. And that makes a difference.
Right. That can change your momentum for it and build it. Not perfectly, not in any kind of, yeah, just doing it.
Yeah. Well, it's that
Yeah.
momentum.
Mhm.
Think of it as like a jump start. It's a
Yeah.
battery boost. I mean, keep going with the car analogy here.
Mhm.
It's a way to get your engine running smoothly again.
Yeah.
And sometimes all we need is that little push, that little momentum. And
Mhm.
again, go back to the dieting thing. All right. If you've been trying really, really hard and the scale isn't budging, but somebody says, wow, you're looking great.
Mhm.
Scale didn't say anything, but my friend just did. Whoo,
Right.
okay. There's momentum. Maybe I'm
Yeah.
changing in a way that the scale's not reflecting.
Or maybe you feel, more energetic or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're all valid. I mean, my goodness, absolutely.
Mhm.
And once we start moving, everything else feels easier.
Mm.
And here's something else that's important. Not every vehicle needs the same repair,
Mhm.
obviously. If two cars pull into the garage with different problems, and the mechanic doesn't give both, the mechanic's not going to give both of them the exact same solution. I mean, that'd just be silly.
Right. Bad mechanic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And we're all the same way. So one person might need more joy. Ta-da!
Yeah.
We have a joy specialist here. Another person might need better boundaries. Somebody else might need support or rest
Mhm.
or clarity, accountability.
Mhm.
And that's why I encourage people to start with the wheel of life.
Mhm.
The wheel helps identify where that opportunity is, and then we can decide what makes the most sense from there.
Right. Yeah.
So, hey, if you want a snapshot of what's really going on in your world, start with the Wheel of Life quiz. Think
Yeah.
of it like a running diagnostic because it changes over time and it can change day by day.
Mhm.
And before you start replacing parts, before you call a mechanic, and before you're spending all your time and energy trying random solutions, you want to know what's really going on under the hood. What's exactly, and that's what the Wheel of Life helps you do.
Right.
It's free, interactive, eye opening, and helps you
Right.
see where things are already going well and where you might want to focus some attention next.
Right. Might want to focus on those one or two areas that could use a little tune up next. So
Exactly.
begin with the quiz. Begin with this Wheel of Life quiz. Beautiful.
That's right. That's the little dot when you go into the mall. You are here.
Mhm. Yeah.
And then the next step, if you're interested in the 5-day intensive, it's a perfect next step. It's just 30 minutes a day, 5 days, simple tools, simple actions, noticeable results. But it's not the only road available, of course. Some people are going to pick coaching, some people are going to join a workshop,
Yeah.
and some become part of the Wild Happiness Society. And some people, all they need is the information from the Wheel of Life to create their own action plan, which is cool.
It can set everything in motion. I love it.
It's your little
And they
pushing.
can customize their map.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. Set their own GPS. Now you
Yeah.
got some coordinates.
Mhm.
Okay, and like I said, if two cars have different problems, they don't need the same repair.
Right.
And the important thing isn't it's not choosing the perfect program. It's taking a step, that first
Mhm.
tiny little step. And if you'd like help figuring out which direction makes the most sense for you, you
Mhm.
can also book a conversation with me and with Jenny, of course, too. And we're going to help you look at what's going on, talk about your goals, explore possible next steps together.
Yeah. And as far as, oh, I don't know if I have the book a call with you. Oh, I do. They're up in the corner there. There's a book a call thing for Bonita. We just give you that one for today. Yay. So Sunny's still there, right? Sunny,
Oh,
little Sunny
little Sunny.
or medium Sunny. I know there's a lot
Yeah,
of
that's right.
Sunny.
He's medium Sunny, really, because I started off
Yep.
with a little 2-inch tall one.
Yep, there's a lot of Sunnies, there's a lot of joy feathers, and these are all iterations of our happiness and joy into the world, and
That's
they
right.
tell the story right back to us. So yeah, does Sunny have any like sum up advice for everyone this week?
Sure. Yeah, you don't
Yeah,
have to fix your whole life this week.
you can just start. I love that, Sunny. You can just start. You can just start now.
Yeah, just
Right.
start. That's exactly it. Just
Yep.
pick one spoke, one warning light, one flat spot on your tire, one
Yep.
little thing to improve.
And the quiz will help you do it and like so it feels a lot less overwhelming because it helps you focus on the one or two things and to notice and celebrate the things that are already working well.
Exactly.
Yay.
Yeah. And
Okay.
it keeps the overwhelm down.
Mhm.
Those tiny improvements create smoother rides, and smoother rides make it a whole lot easier to enjoy the journey.
Yep.
And Sunny also says snacks help, but that's a whole different episode.
We could spend another hour on that one, and Sir Speckly Butt probably appreciates that very much
Oh,
too.
yeah, he would be the guest expert on that episode. He is
All right.
Mr. Snacky Pants. Yeah.
Yep. Mr. Sir Speckly Butt Snacky Pants.
Yeah. Oh, he has quite an
Mr.
assortment of nicknames. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Hey you works as well, as long as you
I
got a treat in your hand.
I just started calling. I have a cat now. It was going to be a foster, but turns out he's seeming like a good travel cat, so he'll be going on the
Yeah.
road with me. I've been calling him, what is it, Honey Beast. I don't know
Oh,
where it
that's
came.
neat. Yeah.
I'm in double honey season, but yeah, I've been calling him Honey Beast.
Yeah. Oh, that's neat. Yeah,
So, all
they have
right,
all kinds of cute little nicknames that make us smile, right?
right. So when one more mention of the quiz, that's going to be in the show notes, and then
Yep,
from there they'll learn about the other options that you have for them, right? That you have
absolutely.
where they can go. They can. That's the first step, and it's a easy step, and it might be just the thing,
Yeah,
right?
that
It
might
could
be all
easily
they
be just
need.
the thing, and there's other support as well beyond. Yeah.
Right.
All
So
right.
there's information, about the 5-day intensive, coaching options, and of course, ways to connect with us.
Yeah.
And remember, you don't have to figure it all out today. Just
Nope.
take that next tiny step.
Yep. Just like Sunny said, you don't need to fix everything.
Yeah, you just need to know a place to start.
Right, and to notice. And all it
Yeah.
takes sometimes is noticing.
Yeah, and as I say in my program, notice it, nudge it, and nurture it.
And nurture it. Yes. All right. Well, thank you everyone for being here. Happier
And let's
together.
get
Yes.
happier together.
Yes.
Sunny and the joy feather, finding happy everywhere. Sunny and the joy feather, happier together.